IVM.
$100. That's all it takes to begin your journey with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, really. With CoinSwitch, you can start investing in over 100 cryptocurrencies with just 100 rupees. On top of that, there are zero charges for deposits and withdrawals, so you can trade, buy, sell, however and whenever you want. All of this, plus their extremely intuitive interface, makes CoinSwitch the perfect app for beginners in the crypto space. But don't take my word for it. Just download CoinSwitch for free and try it out for yourself. If you'd like more information on cryptocurrencies, tune into a show about crypto with me, Rohan Joshi, my new adventure on IVM podcasts. CoinSwitch, kuch to badlega.
Here's your smart fact of the day. Here's 2 smart facts from 2 different markets about podcasts. Let's look at the American market first. More than 155 million Americans have listened to a podcast in the past year, with 24% of listeners tuning in weekly. Now that's incredible. And if I look at India, according to KPMG, India is the 3rd largest podcast listening market globally and is expected to be valued at 17.62 crores by 2023, growing at 34.5% CAGR. Right? Interesting stuff. 2 different markets, 2 different places of growth. Hello all, and welcome to Smarter with Sid. Today, based upon the fact that we just had an International Podcasters Day just a few days back, I thought maybe what we need to look at, and this could be interesting for you from a variety of angles, what is the future of podcasts? But if I take a couple of steps back, you know what? I would think the question itself, the change in the question itself has meant a world of difference. Just a few years back, maybe 4 to 5 years back, we used to ask ourselves, do podcasts have a future? And now suddenly we are saying, what's the future of podcasts? Which means that, okay, it's not as if podcasts are now being questioned for their own existence. But what we are saying is that perhaps podcasts have a future, and we are looking at how great a future it is, and we are trying to predict what the future will be in order for us to react. And react we must, whether we are podcasters ourselves or listeners or maybe even advertisers or platforms or everybody. Everyone's got a stake. Everyone's got a stake in this game over here. So as someone who's done about 175 podcasts now, I think, very close to 200 guys, very close to 200. I now have an informed view about where podcasts are. But trust me, predicting podcasts' future is going to be a little difficult, even for maybe a so-called futurist like me. And the reason why it's difficult is because it becomes a mess of data that we have to contend with. On one hand, you've got your Spotify's of the world and you've got your, YouTube's of the world competing for podcasts. Yes, YouTube, you heard me right, because there's so many podcasts that are also coming across as, YouTube channels. And then Spotify also has its own spin on things with, the famous Joe Rogan deal, of course. But you've got a lot of Indian content coming up with famous celebrities on Spotify, which is exclusive to Spotify. Now you got that on one hand, and you also have got various other players like, IVM, the company that I partner with for podcasts, which has its own platform and is a production company. You have HT Smartcast. You have so many different companies all trying to, you have your Cuckoo FMs of the world, which are looking into vernacular in a strong way. You've got a lot of players and you've got a lot of angles to this whole game. And we're trying to figure out what is the future of podcasts. And now you add to that something like Clubhouse, which came and perhaps is going as rapidly as it came into the landscape. You're trying to figure out, as perhaps the rest of us, what is the direction? I mean, where are podcasts going? I think while the waters are still murky, there are 2 or 3 very clear-cut signals that I'd like to explore through this episode of mine. So let's look at these trends. Trend number 1 is very clear. The American market and a lot of the Western world is in the early majority or maybe even the late part of early majority if I look at the entire growth of podcasts and the way in which it has. But As we saw in the smart fact that we kind of looked at before we got into the meat of this particular episode, India is still not there. That doesn't mean India is not growing rapidly, but India is still very much so in the early adopters and innovators that are there, kind of looking at podcasts. But you are also in a situation wherein it is very close towards crossing the chasm and becoming mainstream. So it's a very exciting time to be in the Indian market. So let's not look at all markets across the world as similar, because clearly they are different and India is still crossing the chasm, but on one side of it, and the US and the rest of them are on the other side of it. Now, this is a very exciting thing for India because it looks at a possibility of so many good voices coming to the fore and making life wonderful for so many listeners and giving such fantastic entertainment options over the coming years to so many people who have never even heard of podcasts per se till very recently. In fact, very recently, I got my own parents to do a podcast, which is in Marathi, called Marathi Khidkitun, which talks to people who are not typically, the kind of people that you associate with podcasters. People who are listening to things, who are older than the age of, let's say, 50 or 60, maybe, can be the primary audience, or maybe people who are NRIs listening into a vernacular voice because they miss the Desi vibes. Well, you got all kinds of connects, and you got a burgeoningly diverse audience that is going to come our way, especially if you're an advertiser. You're in for a gold mine. But it's not just about the diversification of audiences and the going of vernacular that podcasts are going to experience. You're also going to experience in the podcasting world something which is going to be a very strange sort of dispersion. And this dispersion is interesting because it reminds me of the blogosphere that used to be there about 15, 20 years back. Everyone and their uncle used to have a blog. And perhaps everyone and their uncle is going to have a podcast. And, everyone says, yes, I've got every brand as a podcast, every general loafer around the street. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean, right? It's becoming more and more commonplace. And that's why the game is suddenly going to move towards one of differentiation, because there is going to be so many people at the party that the serious ones will have to stand out to two or three key things. One is the genuine quality of their content. The second is the consistency with which their content is spread. And third is the kind of community that they already have. Maybe an influencer has a community that can be, leveraged through a podcast, for example. So you have these three, and you will see a lot of differentiation between podcasters who have a genuine, strong voice and podcasters who are just, trying it on. In fact, one of the pieces of advice that I gave to a webinar that I attended recently was not everybody should actually have a podcast, because I think those days are gone. That algorithm is gone. Now we are in a situation wherein we perhaps need to genuinely ask ourselves if there is something of note that we can contribute to the world that it doesn't have already. I mean, just look at Spotify or just look at YouTube and see the number, or any other thing really. Just see the number of unique voices that are there. Finding your angle and cutting through the clutter, it's going to be more and more difficult. The third trend that I'd like to speak about is the trend of not looking at podcasts as just standalone entities. I think podcasts are going to be looked upon as part of an overall offering of a creator on the internet. Let me explain what I mean. So you could have a creator who's creating maybe reels on Instagram and is in charge of a podcast and is doing some work on Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever it is. And you have an overall ecosystem of creator-led content that is going to be appearing for each creator. And a separate episode of mine will explore this ecosystem in detail. But it's quite likely that the people who are more audio-driven are going to look at podcasts as their primary vehicle of dissemination of content, the spreading of their original content. And if I look at the way in which these broadcasters of content are going to consolidate their works, it is going to be in an interesting fashion. For these creators of content, they will need to look at perhaps just not a channel that they're looking towards spreading their podcasts around. I know that Anchor is connected to Spotify, and Anchor is not just about Spotify. You can release your stuff all across platforms, and there are many of us who are lucky enough to have great partners who do the designing, production, marketing, etc. But for independent podcasters, it is going to be an interesting ability for them to kind of maneuver between video and audio. And it's quite likely that the video unfriendly podcasters are going to perhaps suffer. Why do I say that? Why I say that is because, unfortunately or fortunately, you have to be totally visible across a variety of platforms in today's dispersed digital ecosystem. Just by having a podcast in such a plethora of podcasts, and if you're going to launch something, is going to be a very rough ride. So these are the 3 trends that I am seeing as the future of podcasts. In addition to these, 2 more trends. One is, I think education is highly underrated as far as podcast is concerned, but one of the top 5 podcasts in India is around learning English through podcasts. So I think that education through podcasts is going to be important, and one of my recent episodes is going to talk more about the future of the lecture, but that's to be heard in that episode. What I wanted to say was that it's about education as a sector itself that can be explored through podcasts in a very new way. I also feel that if you look at not just education, but the audience itself, it is going to move from the long form podcast to shorter form content as well. I'm not saying it's going to be long form content is going to die, but long form content's evolution was connected to the early adopters and innovators, the absolute early adopters and innovators of podcasts. But today, as the audience matures, you're going to get younger and younger people into the stream. You're going to get Gen Zers and all with compromised attention spans, and therefore you will have podcasts, which are more snackable, more 10-minuters, more below 15 minutes also coming in. And we are seeing a big trend around this in any case. So these are my future observations of the future for podcasts. But all in all, looks like a very good picture for podcasting. I think advertisers should take note. I think patrons should take note that if we want to encourage stronger and more unique voices into the digital ecosystem, I think supporting strong podcasters is perhaps going to be a crucial part of the entire mix. I hope you liked listening to this diary entry of mine, this wonderful new avatar of the traveling professor's diary, which is Smarter with Sid. And I've talked about the rebranding a bit in an earlier episode. I also want you to understand that I do have a digital ecosystem. I have something called Smarter with Sid over here, which is the podcast, but I also do some reels on Instagram and I do notes on LinkedIn. Do connect with me on those social media in case you want to experience different parts of whatever I create. And if you love podcasts, and on this wonderful International Podcasters Week, I suppose, just go to IVM Podcast. They've got some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff out there. Until next time then, until next time.
Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys. Hey everybody, it's been a great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vineet is joined by Megha Rao, poet and visual artist. She shares her inspiration, her process, and the challenges around expressing the beauty and anguish of being a young woman. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by author and historian Manu Pillai. They talk about all of Manu's amazing books, including his latest, False Allies. Rushina Munshal Gildeal joins Sadaf and Archita Nankari. They discuss recipes from the mountain and discuss the cuisine of Uttarakhand. For all the last-minute ninjas out there, on Say No to Drama, Chetna calls out the habits you need to manage your time better. On Simplified, Chuck, Naren, Tony, and Shrike discover how rare diseases are treated with molecular biologist Bertie Ashley. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any other show for that matter, please do tell a friend. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cred, Bank of Baroda, Quarter, CoinSwitch, Kuber, and Inter. We appreciate the support.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM Podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.